Hi there, I'm Sam Crannell and I'm cooking from my kitchen here in Naperville, Illinois. And today I'm making a dish that is very near and dear to my heart, and it will be yours as well after you cook it. So we're making pork braised in milk. And I've got some garlic cloves, 2 of them. I've got 1 onion ready to go, some sprigs of thyme, some sage. I've got 2 cups of milk, and I've got a beautiful pork sirloin. So let's go ahead and get this started. I've got my oven preheating to 350 degrees, and we're going to salt and pepper our loin. Good amount of salt. Just an amount of pepper. We're going to get the Dutch oven getting preheated. We're going to take our onions just like we have in the past here. Take the root end off. Take the root end off. And just go ahead and give them a slice. Perfect. So my onions are ready to go. Garlic we just want to take, get the peel off, smash them down. Take the peel off. We're just going to smash the garlic down a little bit. That's it. We're not going to do anything else. No chopping, nothing. Just smash it down. There we go, so that looks just like that. Alright, so I'm going to add some extra virgin olive oil to my pan. I'm going to bring you over. Alright, so some extra virgin olive oil. Alright, so once that oil starts to get, warm in here, we're going to go ahead and add our roast. And we're going to brown this on both sides. Alright, so we got a sear on the first side. A sear on the second side now. I'm going to move it so I have some room here in my pan, and I'm going to actually get my onions working as well. It smells so good already. So I'm just looking to sweat the onions off, get the other side of this roast caramelized a little bit. Alright, so my onions have started to sweat off a little bit here, and they're picking up a little bit of color. I've got some foam that's started to create here in the bottom of my pan. I'm going to add my garlic. I'm going to add my sage. I'm going to add my thyme. Let that all work for just a second. I'm going to deglaze with about a half a cup of dry sherry. Getting up any of the little bits at the bottom here. I'm going to add in 2 cups of milk. That's whole milk. So our roast is basically partially submerged. Our onions are in there, our thyme's in there, our sage is in there, our garlic's in there. I'm going to give this a few turns of cracked black pepper. And add in 1 bay leaf. And this will go in the oven at 350 degrees for about 2 hours. We're going to let this just come up to a boil really quick here, which it's almost there. And there we go. And that's going to go in the oven for about 2.5 to 3 hours. Alright, so there's about 45 more minutes left on my cooking time. This is where my roast is at right now. And it's lost quite a bit of liquid. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 1 more cup of milk to finish this off. Because that's where the gravy's going to come from. And I'm going to just put that right back in to my oven. It's got about 42 more minutes left. And we'll pick it up from there. All right, so at this point in time, my pork is done. And it's got a decent amount of liquid still at the bottom. I've got my beautiful roast that's super, super ultra tender. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the roast out. I'm going to put that on a plate. And then all of this goodness right here, what we need to do is just pull back out my thyme sprig. Get rid of that. I got 1 bay leaf in here. Get rid of that. Take out my bunch of sage. There we go. That looks pretty good. So all of this right here is going to be our sauce. We'll get that moved over and we'll make our sauce together. The question is now, we've got our pork roast, it's done. It's what are we going to serve it with? So you can make mashed potatoes to go with this. I've got 10 minutes on some penne pasta and I'm just going to toss that with a little bit of butter and spinach. But while that's going, let's go ahead and get this gravy going. So I've got my Vitamix here. Got my pork roast out on a plate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these beautiful juices and the caramelized onion, and that's all just going to go into my Vitamix here, into your blender at home. All that beauty going right back in. And then from here, you can do one of two things. You can embellish with a little bit more milk, or you can embellish with a 1/4 cup of cream. I'm going to add a little bit more than a 1/4 cup of cream there. Got the rest of it. And that's about all it's going to need. Let's taste it for salt. A little pinch of salt. The sherry's coming through, the thyme's coming through. You can taste the sage. It's a rich, beautiful onion gravy. Alright, so my pasta is just now done. And so I'm going to take that and strain that off. Put Put all the noodles back. And this is just how I make a real simple side here. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to add a huge handful of spinach. This is a half a box of penne in here. Big handful of spinach. Pinch of salt. A little bit of cracked black pepper. Just let the residual heat in here just cook all of that down. Alright, so from here, got my pasta, got my pork roast. So let's go ahead and get this on the plate. Falls apart. It's absolutely beautiful. There we go, just like so. Some nice big juicy chunks here. I'm going to add a touch of Maldon salt to these guys, just like so. And then we've got our beautiful gravy. Put that right on. That right on. And there you have it. Milk braised pork, little penne pasta and spinach to finish. From my kitchen to yours, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you tomorrow night for dinner. Enjoy.